6:30, we'll go ahead and call to order the meeting for the regular scheduled city council meeting for November the 9th, 2021. If you'll please stand with me, we'll do the prayer followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Lord, thank us for allowing us to come together this evening to do the work for the city of Marion. Lord, please guide us and direct us as we make the decisions for our constituents and for the betterment of our town. Lord, be with our country as we go into the turbulent times. Lord, also be with the families that have lost loved ones to COVID-19. Bless us all we do. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Sure.
As I said, I'd like to welcome our guests that are here this evening with us. Thank you for coming and being with us tonight, and always welcome to be at our city council meetings.
Hey there, brother.
Great. Hey, you did?
Yeah. Moving on our agenda, item number 4 is to approve the minutes from our last regular scheduled meeting on October the 12th. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes that were presented in your packet?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The October, item number 5 is our October Employee of the Month. I think he's not here with us this evening. He is with the Recreation Department, and they have a scrimmage going on or a game going on down there. So it's Mr. Frank Page. Frank's been with the city of Marion for a number of years, and he is the Recreation Department, and like I said, he's at a game right now. But if you see Frank, congratulate him and thank him for all he does for the city of Marion and help with the children. Item number 6. Item number 6 is the first reading of Ordinance 21-07 and an ordinance to adopt a revised business license ordinance in accordance with the Business License Standardization Act of 2020. Do I have a motion to approve the first reading?
I move we give first reading ordinance 2107 ordinance to adopt a revised business license ordinance in accordance with the Business License Standardization Act of 2020, Act number 176.
Second. Any discussion? As I recall, the state changed the way we do the business license, and it's just a standardization to meet what the state is requiring us to do.
That is correct. And by second reading, we'll be through the process of rebalancing to make sure our numbers stay the same, and it'll have the actual new rate chart of what our actual business license costs. So we'll get that by December.
Any other discussion? Well, and I'm going to take the latitude real quick because I should have done it beforehand. Our new clerk, Miss Keisha, is back with us, and thank you. Keisha, you're jumping right in the fire with the new business license, but I think you got it under control. So she's probably one that wrote the book on it. So thank you so much for being with us and coming back to Marion. So we had a discussion. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7. Is the engineering agreement from Alliance Consulting on the new sports complex. Included in your packet was the preliminary drawing and their fees for the new sports complex. Keep in mind, we're drawing a grandiose plan, and this is all the things that we want to be able to do, and maybe some, and we're using capital sales tax money to fund it. Now, we might not be 100% there on the funding, but we're going to go for other sources for grants to do some of the items that we've kind of suggested to them that we would like to see. The county's telling us that hopefully by the first of the year, January, they'll be releasing the funds from that second capital sales tax initiative so that we can start work on this project, because our goal, our priority is to make sure we're playing soccer and football there come September 1st of 2022.
Amen.
That's our goal. It's an ambitious goal, but I think we can get there. Some of the other stuff that you'll see on here, we got the 2 soccer fields, football field, playground equipment's what you see in yellow, which we've got the funding for from that first capital sales tax, and we might move that playground equipment over here between the baseball fields and the soccer, get it more centrally located. But this is a preliminary plan. The little orange, trail you see around it, we'd love to see It's gonna be,
I got it.
okay, it's gonna be like a walking trail around the complex. That might be something that we come back and do at a later time, but the main thing is we wanna be playing ball on the two fields. And we might have to come back and look for grant money for some of the other stuff.
Especially for that
Well, it's
ball,
been a long time
that
coming.
pitching, the indoor pitching thing there.
Yep, and we like to use the old Pepsi Cola building and rehab that building and make it an indoor pitching facility and batting cage. So that we could use it to be air conditioned, we could use it year round, and give the kids, a place to practice and all that good stuff. So that's something we want to do down there. That might be another grant opportunity that we go for. I'm pretty sure everything we got coming, it's gonna take to do the ball fields and the lighting and stuff like that. But the engineering cost on this, for Alliance to do the engineering cost, is $102,500. And we'll use, of course, the capital sales tax funding to pay those engineering costs. So I guess I need,
So we have any outdoor batting cages in this thing?
what was that?
Until we get the indoor, 'cause that's the future.
Yeah,
The indoor batting cage, I know that's something that we, I ran on, and I promised that we would try to get that indoor batting cage.
yep.
And a lot of people talk about that right now.
Oh, yeah, that's
You
where
know.
we want to go inside that old Pepsi building.
Well, Mayor, can none of the hospitality taxes be used for this, because it's bringing people into the city?
Yeah, we could probably use that, and use the capital sales tax as much as we can to pay for it, but if we're short some money, say on, the lighting, we could always pledge so much of that, say the lighting would cost us $150,000-$200,000 to put new LED lights, and we're short, we could always pledge so much money, do a bond, and use the hospitality tax to pay that lighting bill over a period of time. So yes, you're correct, we can.
That existing structure for
Future baseball.
future baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, that may not
Well,
be.
the main thing I think we need to concentrate on is getting those ball fields playing first.
I got
Then we can go, if we got money left over, or we got our grant writers that we brought on board.
But that's what I was saying, I was really interested in that one particular thing,
Sure.
because that's one thing that I really stressed, that I thought that we had truly in the mix, that batting cage and the indoor stuff like that, that was really principal to a lot of people, really, that was a principal key.
But, yep, so we already got the grant writers, when we met with them a couple weeks ago, we put it on our list of things that we'd like them to go ahead and start working on grants for.
So I would just like, just to stress that one thing, that I really, want to emphasize that one particular thing.
Right.
Especially because all this other stuff is great, but that one particular thing is the coup de grace, especially when you have indoor batting cages and stuff, and it helps the whole community, because we got football and basketball, but these indoor batting cages gives these kids another opportunity to get inside, and it's a great opportunity for our community, because you're going to have a lot of baseball equipment around here in the whole county.
Sure.
And so we can help our county with that one thing, that's big.
Yeah.
It's
Yep,
real big.
I agree.
So, let's, hopefully we can keep in
We'll work
mind that
on
we
the
can still
grants.
produce this, before, instead of saying future, because future might be 20 years. I don't like future.
No, that's too far out. I'm
I don't
not
like
talking
future.
about.
We just need to approve it.
Yeah, we need to approve the hiring of Alliance.
I move we
engineer.
approve the hiring of engineering agreement with Alliance Consulting Engineers for the sports complex.
Second.
Second motion.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next on our agenda is item number 8. As I had told y'all in the past, that we were going back for the funding for paving of Henry McGill Street, and we had a meeting with CTC back in October. They approved the funding for Henry McGill Street. As soon as we got that funding approval, we put it out to bid, and we got opened the bids yesterday morning, and you'll see we had 3 individuals, firms, to submit bids according to the specs that we put out. There's a little bit of milling on some of the intersections and some of the driveways, so we do a little bit of milling, not a whole mill in the street, repave it. C.R. Jackson, as you can see, is the low bid on this at $108,800.
I move we approve the low bid C.R. Jackson from Darlington for $108,800 for the bid on resurfacing Henry McGill Street.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Ammons, do you have anything for us this evening?
Yes, Mayor, yes, just a couple things. First, on the COVID operations, we're still at full operations, still encouraging our employees to become vaccinated, and we're still have employees getting into the vaccination program. So we're over 50% with our employees now, and like I said, we've had some since we were able to council approved for the bonus a while back. We had some sign up the meeting and say, oh, I'm gonna get my shots, because we're looking to, around the 1st of January to cut off that. So we'll have some more employees getting fully vaccinated. But our operations are 100%. Another thing, had some discussion on the elected officials' compensation, mayor and councils across the state, and what I did was a little survey with some of our neighbors, and plus went on the Municipal Association website and pulled off every city that had reported with populations 5,000, 10,000, and that's what you have in front of you. And also check Marion County Council to see what it was. And, you had that information, and I just wanted to bring it to you as information for the council to discuss and give us guidance on which way you may go on the thing.
Mr. Administrator, the process on this would be that if we decided to change our compensation for elected officials in the city, the attorney would draw up an ordinance, and
That's correct.
we'd have
to do an ordinance and have 2 readings on it.
have 2 readings on it.
Yes.
Based on, I've been looking at this thing for a long time. I've been on council for a long time. And of course, none of us were elected, and none of us got into public service looking for compensation. But through the years, it does take a lot of time, and there's a lot of phone calls and a lot of constituent service that we provide to our constituents, and I've been looking at this for several years, and I'd like to make a recommendation that we raise the salaries of the elected officials for the city of Marion $1,500 a year for all elected officials, based on the salaries we have now, plus $1,500 a year. The mayor would be, his salary, new salary would be $14,500. The mayor pro tem would be $6,500, and the council members would be $6,000 a year. And I'd like to put that in the form of a motion. That would be after, my understanding is after the next election. Wouldn't take effect until after the next election.
The attorney prepared that ordinance for next meeting, and we'd have to do 2 readings, and it wouldn't go in effect until April of 23.
Would actually be
The
after
next general election. That's correct.
that election. Wouldn't go into effect until May of 2023.
That's correct, yes, sir.
That would be my motion, fellow council members, Mr. Mayor.
Second the motion.
Motion and second. Any discussion?
I like just to say that I'm just kind of neutral on it and just go along with whatever the council says.
And based on the data that's presented, I think we're in line with the rest of our communities, but I'll make that comment as well. So we got any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I guess we'll talk to Mr. Brogdon.
Yeah, I'll have Mr. Brogdon prepared the ordinance for next meeting.
Okay.
That's all I have, sir.
Thank you. Moving right along, my update is a couple things. If most of you have driven around the town of Marion, you'll see that Wilcox Avenue has been paved in the last 30 days. Godbold Street's been paved. Montgomery Street's been paved. They're working on North Main Street right now, redoing the sidewalks and the curb and gutter. Grand Strand Water is being diligent, and that they can. They're going in and replacing the water taps so we don't pave a road and start digging it back up. Now, I'm not going to say it ain't going to happen, but at least they're trying to get ahead of the schedule and replace some water taps that they know they might have issues with. I hadn't seen a backhoe that didn't love a perfectly paved road yet. So, but Grand Strand's doing their little part on their part to do that. So, and then of course we just approved the paving of Henry and McGill Street. Of course, we're getting in the wintertime, so we won't be doing more paving until the spring, most likely. But we're working on those paving projects. If you would,
Mr. Mayor, who oversees, the highway department overseeing the construction of?
They are. Yeah, they oversee all the specs and the construction of
Yes,
the, of the sidewalks.
Well, I mean, I've watched Godboat being paved, and it don't look like finished asphalt to me, but I mean, as long as they looking after it, I guess they know what they're doing.
Yeah. If you would mark your calendars for a couple of things, this coming Monday, this coming Monday, we're gonna have our Veterans Day program at the Veterans Triangle. The county has canceled theirs, but we decided to forge ahead and have one on this coming Monday at 12 o'clock. We're gonna have a small program down at the Veterans Triangle. Winky and the guys are gonna cook some hamburgers and hot dogs, and we'll have a little bit of something after the program. So if you will mark that for this coming Monday. Also, marking your calendar again, the Christmas program, when we have our annual tree lighting, the Christmas parade will be here before we know it. It will be on Sunday, December the 5th. Of course, that's the first Sunday in December. We'll do the tree lighting ceremony. They're doing the parade line. It starts at 4:15. The parade starts at 5. And remember, this year, like we've done in the past, we reversed the route of the parade, so it kind of ends up down at the courthouse and Santa Claus and everything like that. So that's all taking place. December the 5th will be a busy day. Speaking about Christmas decorations, the guys at Public Works just started this week, starting to put up Christmas decorations. You'll see the lift on Main Street tonight. We got a dedicated crew of public work employees that are working tonight. That'll be putting the wreaths on the big poles and everything like that. So we got the lift running, and we got about 5 head down there working as we speak, getting the Christmas decorations going on.
Ralph and I've noticed coming down, Main Street's still dark. I know we trimmed the tree, we talked about trimming the tree,
Yep.
but Main Street is dark coming down.
We'll look at
And
that.
it's time to get them trimmed again. You remember we trimmed them about this time last
Those
year?
trees are blocking the street lights.
Yeah.
I can call that guy, Eric Healy, who trimmed them last year and then trimmed them again.
Yeah. If you get a chance, opportunity, the city along with HNRA, the fountain, the square, where the fountain is uptown, the fountain that's up there in front of the courthouse, it's been completely redone. A new lining put in it, a new pump, lights. If you want to see something pretty, go up there and look at that at night.
The shrubbery needs to be trimmed around it.
Well, what we're going to do, we're going to go in, the city's going to go in after Christmas decorations come down. We're going to tear all those boxwoods completely up and get some of the garden club ladies to help us come up with a plan. We'll come back and plant it. But we hate to do it right now with Christmas and everything. Then, ultimately, we'd like to come in and, where it used to be a gravel walkway, it went up to the fountain, around the fountain. Let's come in and put some kind of stamped concrete. And so we're having a stamped concrete going around the fountain, new plantings, and that'll spruce that area up as well. That same crowd, the same company that did that fountain, you know, we got down at the Veterans Triangle, there's an old memorial fountain. We're gonna get them to give us a price on redoing that one. It just wasn't holding water, so they were able to do some stuff, and we're gonna get them to give us some price on working on the one at the Veterans Triangle as well. 2 more things, and I promise I'll be finished. Trash cans out at the fairgrounds. We have worked a deal to have 2 or 3 guys from the city. We're gonna load that tractor trailer up to the farm, and they're gonna come pick it up from over in Darlington. Is it down in Darlington?
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna swap back and forth. They're gonna pay us the labor costs to get them gone, but they're gonna take them from commercial lending, and they got a deal worked out with them. They just had no way to load them, so we're gonna load them so we can clean up that property and the eyesore, and then work on heritage after that. But they'll be providing the truck and the trailer. We're just providing the labor, and they've written us, and we got an agreement. They'll pay us the labor costs back on doing that. And lastly, last time we spoke, we talked about the new Iraq-Afghanistan memorial to go down at the Triangle. And I had advised you, we've secured half of the cost on that. We have made a deposit on that memorial, just basically to get the stone in. And we're shooting for a program for Memorial Day of 2022 to have that unveiling of that memorial to honor the veterans and ones that lost their lives in the Iraq-Afghanistan conflict.
Comment, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
If we don't get enough contribution between now and then to complete that, I'd like to see that in the budget. Sure. We just, when you get ready, you and your administrator work on the budget to include the difference of that.
Well, we're gonna start a campaign here. We're gonna get with a young lady that helps us on Facebook and get some material put together, and we're gonna start a fundraising campaign as well.
And if and all that's great, but if it doesn't happen, let's include it in the budget. Go ahead and get it.
It's good to have a backup.
Yep. All right. Other than that, that's all I have. Mr. Baker?
I don't have anything. Oh, one thing. Alan, on the COVID, you were working on getting a list by department?
Yep, I'm working on getting, we had some after y'all approved to do the bonus, that's where we changed a little bit. We got some that signed up, so I'll get some more accurate numbers.
Okay.
I know, like at City Hall, for example, we're 100%.
That's
And
good.
some departments have did really well. And then we got some that's running about.
Yeah, because last we talked, you said so
Correct,
many
yeah.
others had.
So I just need to check with a couple of
Signed up.
departments to see how many more we did pick up.
Okay. That's all.
Council Frazier?
I just want to thank the chief and his department there for finding the people that tore up our fence. They located them.
Really?
Yeah, they did. That's good work. Yep, they did a great job.
They really destroyed it too.
Thank you.
Councilman Axel?
I don't have anything.
Councilman Axel?
I don't have anything.
Councilman Tass?
Okay, Al and I have talked about I don't know where we are with the mosquito spray. A lot of citizens are still concerned about our schedule and whether or not we're going to continue and how often.
Yeah, we'll probably do it for a few more weeks till we get some get a few nights like we had the other night, will slow it down a lot.
Right.
But he still is spraying a little bit, I know, but I'll check with him and make sure he gets back on, get him one more full time
Okay.
around. 'Cause like I say, what he's been doing lately is mainly hitting like, the walking tracks, the ball fields and things like that.
Right.
But I'll call him and let him get one more.
Okay. Appreciate that. Also, on flooding, on Edgewood, there is some progress being made. Some of the homeowners have actually given permission for them to dig in front of their homes, and that will help level off the water in case, we do have, some issues with the weather. So thankful for that. We had a lot of concerned citizens about flooding and our funding.
Have they got DOT started? DOT,
Yeah.
okay, I had contacted them, but they gotta get.
I've been to there, so they've made some progress.
And then after Christmas stuff comes out, we'll start working on Rose Hill and then working on cutting that canal through the woods. Kind of transition between Christmas and
Right.
kind of lull there and then, Councilman Hunt?
I would just like to ask people just to still get up every day and try to get outside and walk a little bit, get some fresh air, a little sunlight, because you're going into the winter and most people stay in the house and then they get outside and get very sick. I encourage our citizens to get up every day and do some sort of exercise, especially cardiovascular and your circulation in your body, because these viruses, they attack our circulatory system, and there are certain things we can't do anything about. We can't do anything about catching the virus, but if you think about it, if you get up every day and do a little bit of movement, a little bit of exercise, a little bit of breathing, it may help you a whole lot more than you believe. And so that's my encouragement to the community. Yes, sir.
And we do have a brand new state-of-the-art gym facility.
Yeah, we got these new parks we can walk in, and we should use these parks to walk outside and to get some air, to keep yourself healthy. because so many people now be afraid to get outside, afraid to move around, and I understand the fear. I'm afraid as well. But I do know sitting still ain't gonna do anything but make you die.
Motion is lotion.
Yeah, that's actually right. So I just encourage people to keep on moving as
Yep.
much as you can.
Any other comments?
I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
You too. Happy
Yes.
Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Remember the holidays.
Looking forward to it.
That's right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
How you doing, Ann?
Casey, we need to have a parade for you or what we did. Everybody go through that.